London, a cozy nursery belonged to the Darling family, filled with toys and dreams of adventure. Peter Pan, the mischievous boy who never grew up, often visited the nursery to listen to stories. Wendy Darling, the eldest child, often dreamed of adventures and magical lands. One night, as the Darling children slept, Peter Pan entered the nursery, seeking his shadow. Peter's playful antics woke Wendy, who helped him reattach his shadow with a bit of sewing. Grateful for her help, Peter invited Wendy and her brothers, John and Michael, to Neverland. With a sprinkle of fairy dust from Tinker Bell, the children soared through the night sky. They arrived in Neverland, a land filled with lush jungles, sparkling waters, and endless adventures. Peter introduced the Darlings to the Lost Boys, a group of adventurous children living in Neverland. The children embarked on a grand adventure, exploring the wonders of Neverland together. They soon encountered Hook's pirate ship, a looming threat in the distance. Captain Hook, the fearsome pirate, plotted to capture Peter Pan and the children. Tinker Bell, fiercely loyal to Peter, warned the children of Hook's plans with her tiny voice. Peter and the Lost Boys devised a clever plan to outsmart Captain Hook and his crew. The first encounter with Hook and his pirates was fierce, but Peter led the way with courage. In the heat of battle, Tinker Bell bravely defended Peter, risking herself to save him. Despite their bravery, the Darlings were captured and taken aboard Hook's ship. Determined to save his friends, Peter devised a plan to infiltrate the pirate ship. A fierce battle broke out between the Lost Boys and Hook's crew, full of daring escapes and clever tricks. With teamwork and bravery, the children managed to free themselves from their captors. Enraged by their escape, Hook vowed to capture Peter and his friends once and for all. Peter led the children to a secret hideout, a safe place to regroup and plan their next move. In the safety of the hideout, the children shared stories and laughter, strengthening their bond. Peter devised a bold plan to confront Hook and reclaim Neverland for good. They set off to face Hook one last time, ready to fight for their freedom. Tinker Bell sprinkled her fairy dust over them, giving them a boost of confidence and power. The final battle commenced, with swords clashing and brave hearts fighting for their home. Peter and Hook faced off in an epic duel, each determined to prove their strength. Just when it seemed Hook would win, Peter's quick thinking turned the tide of battle. With one final strike, Peter defeated Hook, sending him fleeing into the sea. The children cheered, celebrating their victory and the return of peace to Neverland. As the adventure came to an end, it was time for the Darlings to return home. Peter led them back through the sky, the stars twinkling brightly above. They landed softly back in the nursery, the familiar surroundings welcoming them. Peter shared a final embrace with Wendy, promising to always remember their adventures together. With a wave, Peter vanished into the night, his laughter echoing as he flew away. The next morning, the children awoke, unsure if their adventure had been a dream. Wendy excitedly recounted the adventures to her brothers, who listened with wide eyes. They discovered a small token from Peter, a feather that reminded them of their journey. Time passed, and the children grew up, but the memories of Neverland remained in their hearts. Wendy often looked out the window, longing for the adventures of her youth. She began to share stories of Peter Pan with her own children, igniting their imaginations. One night, as Wendy tucked her children in, she heard the familiar sound of laughter outside. To her delight, Peter Pan reappeared at the window, just as adventurous as ever. Peter invited Wendy and her children to join him on a new adventure in Neverland. With a sprinkle of fairy dust, Wendy's children took to the skies, ready to explore Neverland. The children marveled at the beauty of Neverland, their eyes wide with wonder. The Lost Boys welcomed them with open arms, excited to have new friends to play with. Together, they embarked on new adventures, exploring the hidden treasures of Neverland. Tinker Bell fluttered around, excited to see Wendy and her children back in Neverland. However, the threat of Captain Hook loomed once again, plotting his revenge. Peter and the children prepared for the inevitable confrontation with Hook and his crew. The final showdown between Peter and Hook was set, with the fate of Neverland hanging in the balance. A fierce battle erupted, swords clashing and shouts filling the air as both sides fought valiantly. With teamwork and courage, Peter and the children fought bravely against Hook and his crew. In the climactic moment, Peter outsmarted Hook once again, sending him tumbling into the sea. The children cheered for their victory, celebrating the safety of Neverland once more. As the adventure came to an end, it was time for Wendy and her children to return home once more. Peter promised that they could return whenever they wished, and adventurous spirits never truly fade. With a sprinkle of fairy dust, they soared through the skies once more on their way home. They landed softly back in the nursery, the familiar surroundings welcoming them once again. Wendy shared stories of their adventures, igniting the power of imagination in her children. As the years went by, the children grew older, but the magic of Neverland remained in their hearts. The legacy of Peter Pan lived on, inspiring generations to believe in magic and adventure. And so, the spirit of adventure continued, reminding everyone that imagination has no limits. For more amazing stories, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.